Well, the little orange car engine warning light things reappeared on my dashboard, and I'm losing power again in much the same area as it happened last time. I'm going to carry on going. Poor old Flea has said we're on the mainland again, and I don't want to be on the mainland. So I wonder what that is. It's just an orange engine warning light. It's not red. So as I accelerated away from a traffic light back there about 5 minutes ago, it was losing power as I was trying to push it. And now it's going. Whether I'm going to get back to the ferry terminal is anybody's guess. So previously when this has happened, I've just stopped the car for a while. When I've come back to it, it's been fine. What I don't want to do is stop the car anywhere around here, because then I'll be stranded a bit. So I just want to keep going, get to Lymington at least. Yes, that ratcheting sound again. I mean, she accelerates just very, very slowly. It's really disappointing. I thought we'd resolve this trouble, Flea. We're not far off of the getting off this road. We're just going through Ringwood, I think. She's going to go in the garage as soon as we get back to the Isle of Wight. There's somebody right up the back of my car. You can clearly see I've got issues. Why doesn't he just go past me? Twat. Oh, somebody else with issues. So I'm going to take it easy because it's really not far before we get to the New Forest stretch of this journey. I'd rather be stranded in the New Forest than anywhere along here. Very odd. But I can't keep doing this. I can't keep coming to the mainland for the car to do this. So I've got to diagnose it. I don't want to push her too hard, in case I push her over the edge. Put me hazards on so people know they just need to go round me. Come on, you can do it. There's a fast section of this road coming up. I definitely don't want any catastrophic failures along there. Actually, we're not at Ringwood yet. We're not far off. I'm going at about 42, 43 miles per hour, so I'm not that. It's a 50 mile an hour speed limit zone, so I'm not that far off the pace, or the legal pace anyway. There's a slow vehicle in front, so if I just sit behind that, barely any acceleration here. Painful as it is, I think I'm just going to sit behind this slow truck. Oh dear. Slow truck is now going faster than I can get. Actually, we're going down the slope a little bit here, so I might be able to get a bit more speed. Go on, Flea, you can do it. Get me back to Ventnor. You're doing very, very well. It's a fast bit of road, after which it's only a couple of turn-offs to the left until we get to where we want to go. Or we get to the New Forest bit anyway. Where the speed limit is 40 and she's at 50 at the moment. I'd rather not be right in the middle of this carriageway, but I've got no choice. Because to the left, it's taking you off this road, and I don't want to go off this road. This guy in front of me is swaying all over the place. Might be a big crop spraying truck by the looks of it. I think the driver's on his phone or something. Still orange, the warning light. And it's the left after this one, I think, to get us down into the New Forest. angry person close behind me again. I don't know why they don't understand that hazard warning lights mean I'm going to go very slowly to go around. There he goes, finally. In a minute, when we get onto the new forest roads, I can turn the hazards off because the speed limit is 40 anyway, so nobody's going to be going fast. Well, nobody should be going fast. Now going at 30, quite happy with that. So lifting vehicle, this one at the front. Okay, so there was this one which is not the left that I wanted. Or 30 miles an hour on a 50 mile an hour road feels very, very slow. Right, it should be the next turning on the left. The Burley turn off. Well, I made it onto a less dangerous section of road now. Somebody tailgating a bit again, so I'll put the hazards back on. Dearie me, she's not enjoying this at all. Right, that one's gone. Let's turn the hazards off. Go on, Flea, you can do it. At least get me to Lymington. .36 miles per hour. I can't go any faster than that. It's a 40 mile an hour speed limit zone though. Well, this is lovely, isn't it? Driving through the New Forest with a car that feels like it's about to explode. there's often ponies or cows on the streets. Going to get up this steep hill. Let's put the hazards on again. So far, so good. She's struggling. I'm pretty sure that Flea, which is the car obviously, is doing this deliberately because she hates me going off the island. So she does want to get back onto the island, so logically she's just going to punish me and then she'll be fine tomorrow when we're back on the island. So she's going to get us back on the island, I think, because otherwise she's spiting her, or is it cutting her for her nose to spite her face or something if she breaks down here. So I'm optimistic that we're not going to break down. Took that little junction well. I didn't want to stop there because I struggled to accelerate away from it. Carry on filming until we get to Lymington, just so she does die catastrophically, she'll do it on video. just going to sit there watching us. Pony, sorry, pony. Right, we're approaching the junction that exits the New Forest, where you normally have to accelerate out of it pretty quickly. I'm not going to be able to do that. Bit of a blind bend. It's quite a fast road, so this is going to be exciting, isn't it? This is the dodgy junction. Let's not do that. Oh, there we go. That's why I needed to get quick, because people drive too fast. Oh, we made it. We are now approaching Lymington. We're probably on the outskirts of Lymington. Probably in it by now. rush hour in Lymington. Really bad section of road, this, full of ruts. It's absolutely blooming horrible. God, really, it's getting worse and worse. Gee. Steep road. No, you don't want to be doing it. So I'm going to stick her here and hope that when I come back in a little while to get the ferry, she'll be okay. So we're back. That's 3 hours in Wetherspoons. So Flea has been sat here in Lymington for 3 hours. Question is, a bit dark, isn't it? Has she recovered? Very much doubt it. There's a light on. Let's see, is she going to start at all? Okay, so there's the orange warning light, so that's still on at the moment. The question is, turn the key. Oh, would you believe it? The warning light's gone again. So there was an orange warning light which you saw, on the left, or maybe the right from where you're looking, I don't know, which is the engine condition light or whatever it's called, and it's gone off again. So this is the third time that Flea has had the same issue, and I've had to limp back to the same place. It's always been coming back towards Lymington from Dorset, and then I turn the car off, and a while later when I start the car again, the issue's resolved itself. Now of course we don't know if it's resolved itself. It could well be that when I put it off, when I start to drive off, the warning light comes back on and it, or the car just fails or something, I don't know. Ah, good. Fingers crossed though, eh? I tell you, I'm beginning to suspect this is all just Flea winding me up and getting really annoyed when I go onto the mainland. It's the same pattern of behaviour from this car. Just get the mud off my shoe. Same pattern of behaviour. She doesn't like going to the mainland. She's fine when she's on the Isle of Wight. Just going off the Isle of Wight, I need to get engine oil. Don't think that's what she's moaning about, although it may not help. Got to go to Sanford Garage tomorrow, assuming Flea does actually start. Let's put the seatbelt on and let us see if she'll take us to the ferry terminal, which is just over that way in Lymington. What's the time now? It is 7:28. The ferry's at 8 o'clock. So if we go down there, it'll give us half an hour to sit around. I can have a word with Flea and try and negotiate a truce. We shall see. But I think it is basically a stroppy car. I think it's because she doesn't like going to the mainland. I don't like going to the mainland, Flea. I'm not going to have a debate with you here on camera where people can question my sanity. We'll have that debate at a later stage once I turn the cameras off. But for now, let's turn you around. Let's turn you around. There we go. Let's try not to rev up too much. This really is a car with attitude. Look at this. She's going fine now. Acceleration is fine. Famous last words. Will she get to the ferry terminal? Will she then, beyond that, get me back to Ventnor? Get us both back to Ventnor? There's no other explanation for this. It is a car with attitude. You can hear when she revs up, that is her getting stroppy with me. It's nothing to do with my terrible command of the controls on this car. It's everything to do with a stroppy Citroen C1. I do love her. I kind of bought this little car as a bit of an experiment, really. When my Berlingo finally disintegrated, I moved into a little, into a hut next to Ventnor Beach, and this was basically, once I'd accumulated enough cash to buy a new vehicle, which was only under £1,000 basically at the time. This is the first car that appeared on my radar. Owned by a friend, he wanted to get rid of it. 500 quid. It was either 450 or 500 quid, I can never remember. And I thought, well, that'll be fun. And it might make some quite interesting YouTube content if I try and live in a tiny car. Let's give that a go. So I bought Flea, and I've loved every minute of having her as a tiny home since. Honestly, I have. I love my little Berlingo, Boris the Berlingo. He lasted 6 years. Flea though, she's lasted 2 and a bit years now. It's January. I moved into her, I think it was January 2024. I think that would be right. 2 and a bit years. January 2026 now. But honestly, if I can avoid moving out of this vehicle and getting a new vehicle, I would. because I'm one of those weird people that can quite happily live in a metal tent, basically. With this is a blinged up metal tent, obviously, because it's got wheels and an engine and everything. And I'm the kind of oddball individual that thrives in this kind of lifestyle. So I have zero desire to get out of Flea, and I have zero desire to move into a house. I would like a bigger van. Anyway, look at her, she's working perfectly fine now. So she went wrong when I accelerated quite quickly away from traffic lights to get away from the person to my left, who was going really, really slowly. And she just faltered, and she didn't stall or anything, she just faltered. So no, I don't want to do this. And she lost power as if she was choking in low gear. Into one other car. This is where I realised that I booked the wrong date, or the last ferry went half an hour ago or something, and I screwed something up. Hopefully not. But if I have, then that other car has as well. Always going to lane 1, because Flea is basically a wheelie bin sized car. Well done, well done. Let's have less of this stroppiness though, please, Flea. Not been off the island in ages. That's a good sign. The ferry did sneak in, so it looks like I haven't missed the last one. Just waiting for the old ferry to let us on. Just a quick thank you so much for people who have been supporting me via my Amazon wish list. Somebody bought me some tea, some of the green tea. What's it called? It's not chai, but it's an oat milk powder in it as well. It's just lovely. Really, really thank you very much. And somebody else purchased me some strip magnets, which I wanted to mount my curtains up over these windows in the car overnight. So I've got the curtains. The magnets on the curtains aren't very strong, so I can use those strips along the metalwork which I've exposed, and that means I can just hang the curtains, and they're kind of blackout curtains. So that's going to be really good, really strong magnets. So thank you so much for that, and thank you other people who have already acknowledged previously who have supported me on by the Amazon wish list. That's superb. What I will say, so I don't get any kind of notification of delivery on it or anything, and we have the infamous every that Amazon occasionally uses, or Amazon sellers occasionally use. What would be really helpful is if you do purchase something for me by the Amazon link, I think you get a dispatch notice and a delivery notice. If you don't hear from me in terms of an acknowledgement on YouTube, so I'll do it via the message as a post and also in a video, I'll just use people's first names. If you don't hear from me an acknowledgement within 2 or 3 weeks of purchasing, or within a few days of you getting a delivery notice, do let me know. Do put a message below one of my videos. I do read all of the messages. Am I being summoned on first? No. No. He's summoning everybody. He was kind of waving his hands at everybody there. If we all go at once, we're going to crash. So I thought I'd go first. I'm supposed to dim my lights a bit, I think I am. There we go. Right, so we've crossed the Solent. We're just coming into Yarmouth on the Isle of Wight now, and just realised Storm Chandra is heading our way. It's not really heading our way, but we're going to get strong southeasterlies. We're going to miss most of the storm, but Let's see if Flea will start. Hold on. Actually, let's show you what the old... there's the warning light. So it's that... Oh. There's a warning light. So it's that orange one there. An engine light by the looks of it. Let's turn the engine on, see what happens. It's gone off. Rightio, so what I think I'm going to do, because Storm Chandra is going to hit, I'm going to park Flea overnight. Well, me and Flea overnight are going to go somewhere exposed, because I do like a good storm. I'm wondering if Eastern Esplanade car park is the way to go. That would be the most exposed spot in Ventnor. What do we reckon, people? Would that be completely bonkers? Don't know. What do we say? Da 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 da. What's the time now? It is 8:30 p.m, so it took half an hour to get across to Solent. Exactly half an hour. We're just docking now in Yarmouth. I think this is the last sailing today. Let's put the old headphones on. I'm going to listen to Nimin Live, which is a YouTube podcast all about how to succeed on YouTube. I must start implementing some of its recommendations, because then I might start to succeed on YouTube, you never know. Right, that's a bit annoying. So I'm just mucking around here before we set off on a drive to Ventnor. Whoa, that was a bit of a jerky landing there for the boat, for the ferry, whatever it is. Well, here we are, we're in Ventnor. Flea has got us back with not any problem at all. As soon as she got back into blooming Lymington, she was fine. The 3 times this has happened, it's been exactly the same pattern. She repairs herself in blooming Lymington when she knows she's coming back onto the island every flipping time. There's nothing wrong with your engine. You're just like you're part of the England men's football team, you are. Somebody kind of looks at you, you roll around in pain. Oh, poor old Flea. I know how you feel. I want to be in Ventnor as well. We're home. Homeward bound. Alright, is Co-op open? Because I need to get some oat milk if it is. Oh, no I don't. No I don't. I got some today for when I was in the Dorchester Wetherspoons, so I didn't have to drink their horrible oat milk. I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to bother cooking this evening. I'm just going to happily celebrate the fact that I got back to Ventnor without any further problems. This is a rattly old road. God. Well, I can see no sign at all of it being windy, so I think this Storm Chandra is going to pass us by because it should be stormy by now. It just isn't. I probably will still park at Eastern Esplanade just in case it picks up. It seems pretty calm. Barely moving, the bush in front of us. It's moving a little bit, but not really, as you can see. Right, a quick interlude. I really hope you're enjoying my channel, and I get quite a lot of questions. How did you end up living in a car? How do you live in a car? And what are your plans going forward? Well, I've written a book on that subject, Breaking Free, by Cornish van dweller, funnily enough. You can find a link to where to purchase that in the description below this video, and where you'll also find links to my other books, such as this one, oddly enough, which is How to Write a Book on a Smartphone. And this book was actually written on my iPhone Mini 13 using voice to text dictation. And you'll also find this book, Bird Watching Around Ventnor. Link to that in the description below this video, and this one as well, Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. I've written about 10 books, all of which are linked in the description below this video. Right, let's get back to watching my videos.